And then I go on set, and then the director literally like he held the camera. You fat already, huh?
What?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Men Explain. Today we have Ben Kheng.
Hey, my name is Benjamin Kheng. I sing songs, and I have never ever photoshopped my butt on social media.
Yes, you have. And today's episode is about beauty standards. Now, for the longest time, I feel, us women, we have a lot of insecurities. We talk about our looks, how it affects our confidence and all that. Do men also experience this? We're going to find out. And Ben is probably one of the best people to fill me in about this.
That's right. I'm deeply insecure and I have crippling depression.
Obviously, there will always be these stereotypes, right? Like, oh, women have to be like curvaceous, beautiful hair, beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, guys have to be muscular and tall and I don't know, whatever it is that they, used to say in the past. So do you ever feel pressured also? Like, did you ever feel not tall enough, not muscular enough? Have you ever felt insecure?
Oh, for sure. And the thing is, men don't have the kind of avenue to talk about it. Or like, it's harder to press that button with other, hey bro, I
Right.
feel ugly, yeah.
Which goes back to our previous episode of toxic masculinity
Yeah, with
as
that,
well.
yeah.
Do watch that too after you watch this, yes.
Yeah.
And then
So this wasn't a big deal for me until I think it was made a big deal for me. So my height has been a thing for me. I'm not like, I don't think I'm really short or tall. I'm about 173, which is like
Normal,
average,
yeah,
below
that's-
average.
yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad to
that's
be normal.
great, yeah.
And she just told me crossing legs makes you look taller. So I
Yes.
I subconsciously cross my legs,
Oh
which I won't
gosh,
anymore because
okay,
I'm
okay.
secure about my height.
All right. Got you.
But also knowing that healthy conversations like these and being in a very healthy social cultural space is really a bubble, even in Singapore, because
Yeah.
we have a healthy conversation.
Right.
I think a lot of our peers also have healthy conversations, but outside general conversations in this country or outside, it's not the same. I was in the sports school when I was younger, and I remember I was one of the shortest and the fattest growing up. So it wasn't a big deal for me before that. And then when I got into the school, it became a very big deal because I was the shortest kid on the team and I was made very aware of it.
Oh, wow.
And they were tease me incessantly and not creatively. Like the
What
best
would they
insult
say?
was Shorty Ben. And I was like, guys, work harder. I can think
Try
of
harder.
way better.
Give me something more creative,
Yeah.
Please don't fall short.
That's right.
Hey man,
It's happening again.
I relate
The
to you.
trauma.
I relate to you regarding height, okay? I will
Okay,
tell
okay,
you my
okay.
stories later, but you
You are devaluing my lived experiences as a short
yes.
man.
Oh
I'm just kidding.
no.
So that made me aware of how I felt
Yeah.
about being short, my
Yes.
shortcomings. And people always ask this question, hey, would you ever date a girl who's taller than you? And I don't understand why
right.
guys are so obsessed over this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I eventually did date a girl who was like taller than me. It wasn't a big deal until my friends started asking me about it.
Really?
And I was like, are you guys like
But
super invested in my height? Like,
yeah, if
know what I'm
you don't
saying?
have a problem with it, why would they
Absolutely.
be so concerned about
But
that?
because it kept coming up in random conversations,
Okay.
it slowly ate into me. I was like, should this
no.
be a thing? So I think in many circumstances we're not born with these insecurities.
Right.
But it's really like laid upon us by other people, and
Yeah.
it's on our onus to learn how to reject things that should not have control and shackles over us. 3 months ago, again, I was on shoot for this magazine shoot, and you know how it is.
Yeah.
On set sometimes it's super pressurizing.
Yeah.
And I was doing it for a magazine where I was one guy and a bunch of guys, right?
Okay.
And all these guys were guys. They were like,
What?
supermodel fellas.
Yeah.
And I was just me. And I was like, why am I in this? And I didn't think much about it until I got a comment from the hairdresser that like, hey, your hair's thinning out and you look like you
What?
put on weight. So I was like,
He
cool.
said what?
I'm growing up.
What?
Fine.
Okay.
And then I go on set and then the director literally like he held the camera. You fat already, huh?
What?
Yeah, and he literally said that
Wait,
to my
did
face.
he look like this?
I don't think in any means was I overweight or
No.
unhealthy. So I had a good paradigm going into it. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I saw the spread, and then everyone else looked like a freaking Greek god, chiseled jawline, cut paper kind. Yeah,
No,
so I worked out for a whole week after that. Just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Yeah.
See, sometimes you go into a shoot and you're like positive and you're like, I'm gonna slay this. And it's just these small little comments that like sort of chip away at you.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you don't feel your best eventually when you're in front of the camera and then you lose the moment, right? Or
Yeah.
you lose the juju or whatever it is or the vibe, and that just really eats away at you. On that note, do guys, like, in the locker room or in your wherever you guys are,
locker rooms.
compare like, oh, like I'm muscle lah, I think I need to a bit more lah. Wow, bro, you look very good today.
Okay, the whole locker room thing,
Yeah.
right? Like with men and their sizes of different appendages.
Yes.
Beauty standards always shift through the centuries, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about those kind of beauty standards, then in ancient Greece times, a small appendage was considered beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know this. Oh.
well, let me educate you on the knowledge of small appendages, not from experience.
Not
I don't
from
know.
experience,
Okay,
yeah.
and then I know this is a bit kind of like kind of gross, but there's a better ending to the story.
Yes.
trust me.
Okay, I'm waiting
Yeah,
for it.
there's a larger meaning to
I'm
this.
waiting for the climax of the story. Yeah. I'm sorry.
This is so hard. Anyway, back then, obviously, in ancient Greece and medieval times
Yeah.
and the Renaissance period, why you see statues with such small bodies
Yes.
is because that was lauded as
The ideal.
as the ideal aesthetic, because
Okay.
it signified wealth, it signified restraint, while other male counterparts with long,
Yeah.
solid appendages
Yeah.
were seen as primal, out of control,
Okay.
of lower class.
Right.
And that's why you see a lot of small appendages on Michelangelo. Is it? Yeah, Michelangelo. Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Yeah. And obviously this changed over time.
Yeah.
But you can definitely draw parallels to the female figure of the past as well, when
Yeah.
being voluptuous was
Yeah.
an attainable figure, because it was a sign of health
Yeah.
and of prosperity.
Yeah.
And obviously that changed over time as well, because then they started to view obviously obesity as unhealthy. Yeah, but back then that was the beauty standard,
Yeah.
right? So like the goalposts are always shifting.
Yeah.
It's hard for everybody, but I think there's immense power in articulating it with your friends. I'll probably just reiterate what Aaron said as well. There's a lot of power in sharing your heart, and I think you'd be surprised, even like guy to guy, how receptive like we can be. My guy friends and I have these conversations over the PlayStation Network. Like we literally have our headsets on, we're playing a game, and then you're just saying like, I feel fat today, bro.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, like it's fine. I think you'd be surprised. I think that just that first step is really hard to open that line of communication. But
Yeah.
once you do, it's
You build a support system, and I think it's great.
that's right.
Yeah,
Help you
that's
stand tall.
One. I think I lost on this one. I'll give it to Ben.